Hey everyone, welcome to another Master Pairing. It's me, Dr. Bill, and John Holzer's with me today.
Yes, I am.
Excellent. So today we're going to do one of my favorite beers and beer styles, the Trappist Westmalle Tripel.
Classic.
It is classic. It is considered the classic beers of that style. With it, I've paired an amazing pesto.
I can smell it from here.
With some great pasta. Looks just like a big spaghetti, but it's hollow throughout.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Oh,
it picks
hollow.
up the
Look
sauce.
at
And some heirloom little tomatoes and some Italian basil and a little Parmessan Reggiano on it. So it should be really good.
Cool.
And then another beer that goes really well with a lot of Belgian ales is, or excuse me, another cheeses that go really well with Belgian ales are the Brie and the Camembert. Without any further ado, I'm going to let you open the bottle of beer.
I'm opening a corked bottle of beer again.
Now, when you're opening a crown and cork bottle, there's always 6 turns to the cage. You should gently remove it. You should always watch and make sure that the cork is not self-extruding. Sometimes they're very pressurized. Otherwise, you should keep your thumb or some part of your hand across the top of the cork and gently turn the bottle while holding the cork and let it slowly come out until you just give it a littlest burp of gas out. That way you keep most of the carbonation in with the beer. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
And keep it in with the beer, and then you're going to have a much more sustainable, long-lasting head when you pour the beer. So go ahead.
Awesome. No more exploding corks.
Look at all the beating and carbonation you're getting on this beer. See that?
That's excellent.
Now, if you had blown that cork off,
it might not be like that.
yeah, it would not have that much carbonation on it. Strong work.
Cheers. Thank you. It smells very fruity.
Fruity floral sweetness, kind of that invert sugar, almost honey-like. Just really, really enjoyable. I'm going to top myself off here. It's almost like a champagne.
Yeah, it's got that
It's very champagne-like,
bubbly mouthfeel to it.
but it's really, really enjoyable.
Very light and bubbly.
So, without any further ado, I say we jump into this bad boy.
Big pesto.
The pesto brings out, you know, you have the pine nuts, the panoles, you have basil in it, olive oil. It's great. Wow. Takes away the sweetness, brings out all these other great spice characteristics. You know, you can never beat a pasta that you don't pour some great extra virgin olive oil over the top on top of it, just to accentuate it.
Take a little more. That's delicious. It's
Doesn't it go great with the beer?
It's very tasty.
Yeah.
The scrubbing bubbles, as you say, with this beer is awesome. And you can it's dancing in my mouth with this spaghetti or pasta.
Scrubbing bubbles is actually a term. I mean, it makes sense, and it's a term I got from Garrett Oliver, the brewmaster at Brooklyn Brewery. He wrote probably the Bible of beer pairing books, and I think it's called the Brewmaster's Table. That's right, Brewmaster's Table. And it's an amazing book. I use it as a reference tool. I've been pairing a really long time. I like to go outside of what he says, but it's really an amazing book to use as a guide. Let's jump into these cheeses really quick. I have a great Triple Creme Brie and a great Camembert. Now the Camembert is a lot funkier, so let's jump in and try the Triple Creme. Very creamy, buttery.
Great cheese. Delicious. That blends very well.
Yeah. I didn't really go into the way it goes with the pesto, but the pesto, it plays really well against the basil and the pine nuts and the olive oil. And it does the same thing with this beer. It's just very subtle. It brings out, it cuts through the fat of the brie.
It does.
And yet it plays off the characteristics and it brings out a lot of spice notes in that.
With the pesto, I was getting a lot of sweetness off the beer.
Yes.
With this cheese, I'm getting more of the malt, I think. It's creamier. It's a really, it was really good. And then
this had this
big
cheese before.
scary cheese.
Yes. So good.
Wait for it.
See, you've had this one other time, and already it's not as extreme to you.
Nope, there it is. Back of the nose.
As bad as the first time? Or
It wasn't as bad. It's as good as the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this
Completely different. It's awesome. This the taste, or the stinky taste, whatever, I don't know, the pungentness of the cheese.
Yes,
really still cuts through with the beer.
Right.
With this cheese, blended perfectly.
Right.
This cheese still cuts through.
But I don't think it overwhelms it. I think it just plays kind of like a side dish. It kind of accentuates it.
I agree.
And so it accentuates Camembert. But I think overall, quite happy with these pairings. Anyways, John, thanks for coming on another Master Pairings.
Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.